Bonjour, collectors. So, it was gonna happen sooner or later that I get this AutoArt Bugatti Veyron. The regular ones just cost so much money on eBay. Like, I've seen some go for like, well, I don't know if they actually sell for that much, but I see some listed for like $200, which is just beyond me. But there's one guy on eBay selling this car, and he's sold a bunch of them, and he says he has a bunch more. I didn't actually message him, but the stock is always over 10, so I don't know what the deal is. But I caved in and bought this thing because I feel like a Veyron is, one of the. Is it the first hypercar? I'm not sure. It might be. To my recollection, it might be the first hypercar, costing him $1 million, 1,000 horsepower, that kind of thing. Anyways, let's take a look. I think this might possibly be my first AutoArt in 164. Maybe. I kind of lose track of things, so I apologize. Let's see if I can open this box without destroying it. It's a pretty thick cardboard. Okay. Ooh. It's like a... It's not a glossy cardboard either. It's pretty classy for a cardboard box. It's actually silver on the inside as well. So that's interesting. There's two screws holding this together. It's a very super loose cover. That cover's worthless, really. So you want to either tape that cover or just not even have the cover. Otherwise the model's going to just fall out. Alright, so let's get the screwdriver here. So to get this 1,000 horsepower, this is an 8-liter W16 engine, meaning it's like taking two V8s and putting them next to each other. And then there's also 4 turbochargers and 10 radiators to keep the thing cool. So that's what's needed for Volkswagen to make 1,000 horsepower, apparently. But this has been clocked at over 250 miles per hour, and 0 to 60 is 2.46 seconds, which is faster than motorcycles, so that's pretty insane. And then the styling was done by Hartmut Workus and Josef Kaban. It was styled by Volkswagen's in-house studio. So this is the first Bugatti to be done, I believe, by Volkswagen ownership. Before the EB110 it wasn't under Volkswagen ownership. Okay. So it's interesting, Dubai. I've never been there, and honestly, I'm not sure if I ever really want to go there. But I gotta give him credit. It's gotta be fun working for the police department in Dubai because, it's a rolling car show what these guys drive. It's just crazy, right? So, you definitely don't want to be trying to speed in Dubai because there's gonna be a car to catch you. Okay, let's take a look here. Another thing I learned, it's called a Veyron because there was a race car driver a long time ago, Pierre Veyron, and he won the 1939 24 Hours of Le Mans race. So he was a Bugatti employee, and so they honor him by naming this car after him. Alright, so unfortunately, I don't know if it's the camera or what, but I'm having a hard time seeing the wheels because they're so chrome. But let's try to zoom in on that thing. Yeah, you got some like bolt patterns around the perimeter, and then the EB, Etoile Bugatti logo there. So that's good. It's in red. It's really nicely done. Same with the back, it seems. It's crisply printed. Now I'm wondering, is there a brake system back behind there? I think I need the flashlight here. No, it's just black. So that's too bad. Let me look back to this box here. I'm curious how old this model is. Maybe there's a date on it. I don't see any date, so not there. What about on the bottom? It's press fit together. There's a carbon fiber texture, and unfortunately it doesn't say when this thing was originally made. Alright. I don't know if these tires are accurate. I kind of feel like a car with 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive would have wider tires than this. What do you guys think? Those look like normal tires, not a car with 1,000 horsepower. So I almost feel like this would be the front wheel on the real car, and then there'd be something even wider. But then again, I mean, they had to have. I would guess that these vanes are probably to scale, so maybe that tire is accurate. I don't know. Alright, so let's see here. So the printing, it's all tampo printing, so that looks pretty good. It's not a decal, it's not going to break off, crack off in the future. There's like some silver here for the fuel filler door. But you know what? I think that's a photo etched piece of metal. I don't think it's paint. Yeah, look at that. That's actually a photo etched piece of metal, this fuel filler door. So that's awesome. I mean, that's really cool. Alright. The mirrors. Yeah, there's a... I don't know if that's a sticker, but it's reflective. You can see the A-pillar in the reflection. So that's pretty good. As good as it can get, I guess. Going to the front, we got the headlight lens, and there's some yellow here. It's weird, because the yellow is more to the shape of the bucket. On this side it's not. It's like it's missing yellow, so that's kind of weird. But this side is really nice. Right, because you got some sort of indication of light bulb behind there. There's more of this chrome, a chrome finish here on this plastic here, and yeah, there's a texture in there. You can hear it when I rub, just like that one. And then in the center here, can we read Bugatti? Yeah, I think you can. That's really small. I mean, look at my dental pick, right? So that's some extremely fine text there. Although I don't know what this is. I don't know. I shouldn't probably pick at it. And then there's this chrome grill. So that's a nice piece. It's a separate piece. Okay, so I guess that's supposed to be the wiper blade? No, or I don't know. It's some sort of arm. Maybe the blade's down here for aerodynamics. Look at this interior. That's nice. I mean, it's tan, but there's also chrome and silver paint. And then the blackout printing on the window looks good. Alright, so there's a brown steering wheel. Wow, look at that. Silver center console. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the instrument cluster. I don't think I see anything. No. Alright. Fortunately, you know, being molded windows, it's a bit of distortion. But still, it's nice to see a multiple color interior, so that's really nice. Let me back out here. So this engine here, yeah, that's nice. I mean, there's some silver, black, and then these intakes on the roof here, they're chromed. Really nicely chromed. No pitting, nothing like that, so very nice. If anyone knows when these were released, please leave a comment, because so far I haven't seen any paint problems or finish problems. Probably find some now that I said that. I shouldn't have said it at all. Alright. Let's see here. We got some green, and I guess that's my nitpicking paint problem right there. But the taillights are good. Nice and thick red clear plastic. And then this logo, I have a suspicion that's a foil sticker of some sort. Yeah. Look, it's a foil sticker. It's glued down. There's a license plate number here. This is nice. Is this the exhaust? I'm guessing maybe that's the exhaust, but silver and black in the middle. Texture again. I think this is a separate black piece of plastic. And now I'm noticing this is actually a separate bumper. You know, you can see the brake here. So it's a separate piece. Under high magnification, it doesn't look so hot. It's not so bad, you know. Loose. It's not the greatest, but it's not so bad, I guess. Actually, it would have been nice to have some black paint in the side vent here, but it is not. And also maybe some black paint there from the wheel well, but alright. Okay, oh, there's a third brake light. I didn't catch that the first time around. Yeah, distorted windows. Okay. Alright, well, let's see. I'm gonna just look over it with my own eyes instead through the camera, but I don't see any scratches or paint bubbling or gouges before it was, painted. I would have to say this is actually a perfect model, and so that's why I'm curious, how old is this thing? Because, some of these newer models, they have paint blemishes, so many contaminants and stuff like that. It really bothers me. I'm not talking about cheap models. I'm talking about some even like expensive resin type of models. Whoa, my fingers are really bad, messed up today. Okay, yeah, but this one's nice. So, whenever this thing came out, that was a good time to be collecting diecast models. Doesn't want to roll, guys. It's just there's a lot of friction going on in there. I mean, they do spin, and there's plenty of tire clearance, but something's going on. It's creating a lot of friction. Okay, well, let's compare it to a couple other things here. Let me get a slightly higher angle. I have the Grani&Partners Veyron, and there's a video on the whole hypercar collection from Grani&Partners. And I gotta say, this is a pretty nice model. Grani has a lot of QC issues, but this one actually came through, I think, with no major problems. Well, maybe again, there's some paint contaminants actually there. But I think these Granis are sold at convenience stores. So I'd have to guess this thing probably cost like $6, $8 whenever it was new. But there's no way an AutoArt would have cost that much new, even from a long time ago. So another thing is, how much were these retailing for when they were first released? I'd be curious to know that as well. $20, $30? I don't know. $15? Okay, well anyways, let's see here. Yeah, this is just a 16.4. So the name of the 16.4 is 16 cylinders, 4 turbochargers, or possibly 4 valves per cylinder, but I think it's 4 turbochargers. You'll notice the tires here. See, these tires look more realistic to me as far as their width goes. This is a 1,000 horsepower of tire, looks like to me, whereas the AutoArt's seems really narrow. So maybe this is not really to scale. Wheelbases are pretty much the same. Overall, no, their length does seem different. Let me get the tray of comparison to be a little bit more precise, backing them up against a piece of plastic. Well, yeah, the overall length is there. Similar. The width seems similar. The rear ends, they both have... I almost feel like the Grani might be nicer. The grille texture isn't so nice here in the Grani, but I almost feel like that's a nice exhaust. This diffuser, well, it is a different diffuser, so that's interesting. This actually has just vanes, but this one has like a spoiler underneath, so I'm not sure which is accurate. Interesting. Looking at the real photograph, I think the Grani might be more accurate. There's no under spoiler here on that Dubai police car, so that's interesting. Okay, and then also, this Dubai police car doesn't have these horizontal slats. So what I'm thinking is maybe AutoArt, they had other colors, regular road-going colors, and so that's what maybe this was modeled after, the regular road-going car. But the Dubai police car is more like this, where it doesn't have that stuff in the middle of these vents here. So you'll notice this is considerably lower as well than that. The mirrors on the Grani are more accurate, I think. They stick out further away from the A-pillar, whereas these are just kind of right next to the A-pillar because casting strength. So the Grani is actually better. If you look at the wiper blades here of the Grani, it actually has 2 wiper blades here and here. This one has none. So I'm not sure which is more accurate there. This one has a nicer interior, just more colors and stuff. This isn't necessarily bad. It's a dark maroon and it still has a black steering wheel, but this has the additional silver and chrome paint. From the side view, yeah, it does have silver in the door handle, so with that. This one clearly has the better fuel filler cap, being a photo etched piece of metal. There's no blackout on the side window. No window molding, but Grani does have the black window molding on the side windows. So now the wheels, yeah, Grani's got more of those depressions around the perimeter, whereas I don't think this one's so accurate. But it does have the nice EB in the middle. The Grani just has some lug nut depressions, but no printing. Alright, one thing the Grani does do is it has a removable engine cover, which is frankly a gimmick, because look at this, and it's horrible to look at, this panel gap. That's such a big panel gap. But there, yeah, it's kind of a weak engine to look at, really. It's not worth looking at. It would have been nicer not having this removable piece, in my opinion. Okay. Now, so the AutoArt though, I mean, it's this chrome finish it's a real reflector. I mean, look at the pick reflecting through it. This is just silver paint. So they got the chrome finish here, really nice. In fact, this is one of the best chrome applications I've ever seen in 164. It's really nice. It is as smooth as real chrome. It makes me want to touch it. I almost feel like it's metal, but I don't think it's cool, so I think it's just chrome plastic. Alright, so now, yeah, again, the logo here, this is just printed on, and that's an actual foil sticker, so AutoArt's got them beat there. So this seems to be good and bad, as usual in my comparisons. For the price, Grani&Partners is fantastic. Although the aftermarket prices, this is getting up to there. But this is pretty high. And also, well, you'll have to just check eBay for yourself and decide which is better based on what you think is important to you. Okay, let's I do want to compare it to this one as well. This is a Time Micro Devo. Granted, they're totally different cars now, but I'm just curious about the overall quality differences, because both of these models are over 20 bucks. What's nice about the Time is it does have a lot of textured carbon fiber, but then, you know, this AutoArt, the whole base is textured as well, but there's none of that texture up top. But granted, it's a white car, so the Time does it have a brake system? I can't even remember. It does. I can see a rotor and brake calipers as well, and I don't think they spin, so they're stationary brakes in there. They both have tampo printing, and they both have printing on the wheels. This Time Micro also has a very colorful interior, multiple colors going on in there, and textures. So, the only issue with my Time is this wing is crooked, so that's unfortunate for me. Yeah, just advancements, I guess. I would have to say there's actually more detail in the Time Micro. There's just more going on. But this is pretty close. I mean, it still has reflective stickers, you know, crystal lenses front and rear, so... But the tires are going to be more accurate again, I think. Look at the width of the tires on the Time. They just seem wider, which I think would make sense. And then obviously a lot more detail on the bottom, although it's not really important to me. I do like the fact that this is screwed together so you can modify it easily or fix problems. But this one, you have to drill it apart if you had a problem with it. But luckily for me, I don't have those problems, so I don't need to drill it at all. Alright, so let's get the Spin Master here. So this is part of the 1000 horsepower club. We're going to put it on the dyno disc here. Alright, well, I'm really happy I got this model. Pleasantly, there aren't any major quality control problems. There really aren't any even minor quality control problems. I would say this is pretty much a perfect model. It's pretty darn close, at least. Oh, maybe the yellow. I guess that headlight. So it's in the high 90s. But it's great. The Grani&Partners is great for the money, but if I had to choose, irregardless of price, I would go with the AutoArt for sure. It's just, I mean, that gas cap being photo etched metal is really nice. So, all right, well, if you like Bugattis, who doesn't like Bugattis? I'd be curious. But anyways, if you like Bugattis and you're willing to spend the money, hop on eBay before this guy sells out of these things. Compared to the aftermarket prices of regular colored AutoArt Veyrons, this is actually a pretty good bargain. The shipping makes it really expensive, but the shipping was FedEx. It's like $20 in shipping, but it showed up in 3 days. So unfortunately, there's no economy shipping option from this seller. I think this seller wants to make sure that you get the model, and it was boxed in a huge box with, air bubble packing and stuff, so it arrived safely. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. It's a long video. I apologize, but this is a hypercar, so these hypercar videos tend to run a little bit longer than usual. All right, so hopefully I'll see you guys in the next hypercar review.